So, my shoes got here this morning, and it was exciting because they were super cool, but they didn't fit. So, I felt frustrated because I made a guess at my shoe size and ordered them because I was being impatient. And the girl said, "Oh no, you can't just use like a measuring tape to get your shoe size. You have to go use one of those metal things." And that shoe size can be off by just a notch, and it makes a big difference. And I wanted them so bad. I want them so bad. The UPS store said that they should ship out at the end of today because I returned them same day. But it's like, how long is the shipping going to be? And are they going to fit when they get here? Hopefully they will. And I'm just, it's like a constant rain of disappointment. It was 2 days of trying to find a store with the shoes, and then going to a store and they didn't have the shoes, even though online they said they did, and then trying to order stuff online and not knowing anything about like sizing is really, really difficult. Like, I have had in my mind a sense of style that I have never been able to express in my entire life. And most people develop their sense of style when they're like a teenager. Most people figure out what they want to look like or how they want to present themselves. And I've never been able to explore that at all. Partially because we were povertous and poor, and that's part of why I don't know sizing. And partially because I was never allowed to wear anything that I wanted to wear. I tried buying a couple of shirts that I really liked when I was in my lesbian days, and the girls did not like it. They didn't think I was attractive in those. And it was difficult for me because I basically would be able to keep only like, 3 shirts that I liked, and then the rest of the time I was just trying to appeal to the girls or else have some sort of mix. And I was doing that with clothes that I didn't really have a say over and trying to make them work together. And for a while, I was really big into wearing a whole bunch of bracelets and necklaces and stuff because I thought it would make all these hand-me-downs look better and me look cooler, and help hide the fact that all of my clothes, none of them were new, at all. Like, I have always had a very difficult time with clothing and stuff because it's always been, we can't afford that, and no, we're not doing that. You're not going to look like that. That's not acceptable. And I have tiptoed around being condemned my whole life. And finally, here I am, supposed to be embracing what I want to look like. And I feel like I can't. I feel like I have shackles on my hands. But I thought I could just at least do shoes. I have never been able to express myself with my clothing. Like, I feel like most people get the opportunity to express themselves with what they're wearing, even as a child. To a certain degree, their parents go to the store and say, hey, we need to get you a shirt. And they're like, oh, that one has Elsa. Or, oh, that one has, Transformers, or whatever it is that they like. And so then the parent gets them that shirt. And then the kid feels like they're expressing themselves. I've had just a few articles of clothing that I genuinely felt like good in, and those have stuck with me my entire life. Like that volleyball shirt with the guy on the back who was like face planting into the sand to hit the volleyball back up. Or like, the shoes that my dad got me that were Nikes when I was a kid, or DCs. Like, there's these few articles of clothing that weren't hand-me-downs. I got to pick them out. Except for the volleyball shirt. That was actually a hand-me-down. I just happened to genuinely love it. But, like, shoes that make me feel good, or clothes that make me feel good, whether the article of clothing made you feel good was never the determining factor for whether you bought it. It was always, is this appropriate? Does this fit into these boxes? Does it check off these marks? And how expensive is it? And for the first time in my life, I'm trying to pick things based on if they make me feel good. And I am having a horrible, horrible time trying to do that. It is hard to do that. And because my clothes have always been hand-me-downs my whole life, I mean, half the clothes don't even come with a tag, and the other clothes that come with a tag, it's always a different size. Like, different clothes manufacturers use different sizing very, very, very largely from each other. Some of my shirts say that they're, a medium, and some of them say they're double X. Like, some of my clothes are just, like, so astronomically different in sizes from each other, and yet they all fit the same. And that was just what you did when I was growing up. If it fit, you wore it. We would go to the clothes bank or to the donation shed and stuff, and if it fit, that was what we were getting. It didn't, as long as it wasn't outside of the check boxes, that was what you wore. And I am so behind the times. I feel like I am an old fogey. I must be like 70 years old when it comes to clothes. But I have a sense of style that's not 70 years old. That if I could obtain the clothes, I'd probably look more like I was in my young 20s. Honestly. But I know what I want to look like. I just don't know how to get to it. But I'm hoping the shoes come and that they fit and that I can wear them, because they're very good shoes. Like, I pulled them out of the box and I tried not to look at them, because if I looked at them and I really took in how much I liked them and I started to feel them and I could feel how much I liked them, and I just shoved them back in the box because I'd be too devastated that I couldn't keep them if I really absorbed just how much it made me feel good to have them. Hopefully the next pair fits. We went up half a size in the hopes that it'll fit. Because I can't be excited about it. All I can be is just disappointed about it until I can actually keep them. Until I can add just that one component to my self-expression. Like this shirt. I've always liked this shirt pretty good, but this was a hand-me-down from my brothers. And I like the color blue, and I like stripes. So you would think that this would be like a perfect shirt for me. And it's a pretty good shirt for me, but I wouldn't have actually picked it out. I would have picked out something a little less busy. And I don't hate this shirt. In fact, I'm very grateful for this shirt because it's one of my guy shirts. It literally was a hand-me-down from my older brother. Or, well, not older, but bigger brothers. They're taller than me. I'm actually older than them. I'm older than them, but they're taller than me, so I call them my big little brothers. But it's definitely a men's shirt. It's just not actually what I would have picked out for myself. I was, when I was looking forward to testosterone and I was thinking about testosterone, when I was scared of testosterone, like what I would use to try to like comfort myself or encourage myself to go on it, and follow through with what the doctors were recommending, was I would be like, okay, Adam's apple. Just think about what it would be like if you could actually have one. I would go into these thoughts about different things that was just like this one thing, hey, your eyebrows could thicken up, like these things that were important to me, that felt so important to me. And right now, what feels so important to me is actually the fat redistribution and the muscle gain. Having the body shape that I'm desperate for so that I can wear the clothes that I would like to wear and express myself the way I would like to express myself. It has somehow gone from this like middle ground thing to being really high on the list of things I'm looking forward to about testosterone. It used to not be as big of a deal to me as some of these other things. And now I feel like trapped by that. Like once that changes, I can keep making progress. And it's not that I have stopped having dysphoria about my eyebrows or not having an Adam's apple or, any of the other things that make me dysphoric, like bottom growth. I absolutely am still thinking about all those things. It's just fat redistribution and stuff was kind of lower and it's not anymore. Speaking of progress, though, I seem to be past the plateau. I checked basically like 5, 6 days ago, and I was like, oh, hey, that's interesting. And I was like, yeah, but it could just be, sometimes people get bloated or then they unbloat and then, or, their weight fluctuates, water weight changes and stuff. So I checked again, I think last night, yesterday, and yeah, I seem to be changing again, and that's good. I'm finally losing inches again in the places I'm trying to lose inches, and that hopefully means I'm gaining inches in the places I'm trying to gain inches. So that's exciting. Because I have been working really hard at it and trying really hard. So yay. It's always terrible to feel like what you're doing is fruitless when you're trying so hard. And it would be one thing if I was plateauing, but I didn't have any focus on exercise and I wasn't trying at all. It's a lot worse when you do have a focus on exercise and you are trying really hard. It's a big difference. So I'm really, really happy about that. Like, really happy about that. Because I like exercising a lot, so it's nice to have it being accomplishing something again. Even if it's still slow, I don't mind it being slow. I don't actually want to go fast because I've seen like stuff of people who go fast with their exercising and they end up with all like this skin hanging off of them and stuff. And I'm hoping to avoid some of that the elasticity in my skin, if I'm going down in some places and then up in other places slowly, like if I'm doing it gradually, that the skin has a time that is workable or whatever to adjust to that and not be as much skin hanging off or whatever. I realize if I, you know, start having fat redistribution, like go a little bit hardcore or something like that on testosterone, that I could end up with loose skin and stuff. But I'm hoping that the doctor's smart enough not to give me too much testosterone too fast or anything like that. Like, I don't want to have like minuscule amounts of testosterone, but I also don't want to end up like having health problems or something because the testosterone's too much and then it turns into estrogen and then things are crap. Like, I'm I'm just happy that it's even happening. Like, sometimes I wonder, what if I'm making all of this up, like, somehow in my head? And then I'm like, it's so comfortable to be male compared to female. And every time I worry, oh, what if, I end up one of those things that's like a detransitioner or something, every time I even start to worry that, it's just like, yeah, but that doesn't even make sense. And that's nice because I used to worry about a lot of things a lot, but it doesn't even make sense that I would ever be a detransitioner, considering I've never ever been girly, considering I've never liked any of that ever. Again, if I ever detransitioned, it would just be to non binary. And wasn't happy being non binary. So I am very happy being a male. Like, it's nice. Like, I I'm hopefully starting testosterone. Um, I don't know, maybe by the 22nd, 25th, something like that. My appointment's on the 20th. I was supposed to watch this video, get a phone call from a nurse confirming what kind of testosterone I wanted to be on, and call it good. But instead, they made an appointment for me, and my girlfriend said that usually means something was abnormal, and I warned him it would be abnormal, but I don't know, he might want to discuss, like CAT scans or things like that and stuff. But the big thing is, he should be prescribing my testosterone at that appointment. So however long it takes to get into the pharmacy and then me to start administering it, obviously I will probably be very excitedly making a vlog entry when that happens. So whatever day that is, but I mean, it'll be good to be on testosterone and starting that up. And then in November, I get to start my name change after the election voting is all done, which will probably be around mid-November, I'm assuming, because Trump's going to demand a recount no matter what, and a bunch of crap. So I'm assuming it won't actually be on election day. I'll be able to start name changing because my vote needs to stay as valid as possible until everything is processed, and then I'm gonna start my name change, and I am just over the moon to have my name changed. Like, cannot wait for that. I am so sick of seeing not my name on paperwork and on, bank stuff and all of that. I just hate it. And the option to not have to see that is just so exciting. Tomorrow, pre-patch drops in World of Warcraft, and Hollow's event in Guild Wars 2 begins as well. So that's exciting. There's going to be a lot going on. I'm assuming that the patch is going to be like delayed or something, and it's going to take half the day. So I figure I'll just go, farm the labyrinth and do the evil jumping puzzle and, all that kind of stuff, and then go do the pre-patch afterwards. And I mean, I'm going to be just like everyone else. I know it's a freaking meme at this point, but I'm going to be at the barbershop just like everybody else, checking out all of the ways that I can do stuff with my characters. And I have a lot of characters. So, yeah, it'll be exciting. But not as exciting. Despite how much I enjoy video gaming, neither of those events will be as exciting as when I can finally get my shoes and I can finally feel my body changing to be more what I wish it was, and I can finally change my wardrobe and I can finally express myself with what I'm wearing and like announce my identity. Like, I'm 36 years old and it'll be the first time I've ever had that. And that's sad, but it's also massive. I'm looking forward to it. A lot more than any other thing that I'm excited about right now. I mean, bottom surgery is so far in the distance, and even top surgery, that it feels too far away to be excited about those things. I feel like maybe even in 2 or 3 months, I could be starting to do something about this. And even the shoes, if the shoes can just work the freak out, I mean, it would help so much. Just add them to the deodorant and the boxer briefs. Just add that little extra component. I'm changing my wardrobe as gradually as I am changing my shape with exercise. I just really, really want it.